Where are the fishies? There's the captain. We're still at the pier. Alright. We're about ready to get going on the last spot on boat here. So this is what they look like. These are little openings. I don't see any fish down there right now. There's a fish.
No.
There's a fish. That's a calico bass. Now we're moving. Did you get one? Alright, let's see what we can see down here. See anything yet? I saw a calico bass.
Oh, there's fish on the bottom.
Yeah, there is fish on the bottom. I see them.
Oh, there's one right there. Where's that plastic?
Alright, well, when we see something cool, there's the Wrigley Mansion up there. Zoom. There it is. Sea bass. Yeah, I was just in the water about, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. We were looking to see if there were any down there. I didn't see any. The people that were the divers said that they had seen something, so I probably should have just started this. Let's see. The sea wolf. Look at that. Look at that thing. That thing's cool. Look at all these boats in the harbor. There's the casino. Good view out here, guys.
Alrighty, so as we're leaving Avalon Harbor here, we have over to our right-hand side,
Submarine.
pretty much where most everyone came in from the boat, over from the mainland.
the Catalina Flyer.
Boat facility. This facility over to our right-hand side was built in the 1960s. It actually was built to replace the former existing structure that all the cross-channel carrier boats came over on, which was a secondary pier. That pier was launched right off the beach in Avalon. It's actually where the two restaurants, the Antonio's Pizzeria and the Blue Water Grill, are located. Kind of a pier, about 100 feet to the left of the Avalon Green Pier. That was dismantled in the 1960s, and this facility was built out here. On one side, you have the smaller docks that all the cross-channel carrier boats come into right now. It's what immediately is on our right side. And then further on the other side, the ocean side of the breakwater there, you have what looks like a wharf or a pier, some kind of flat surface. That's actually a 350-foot spot where a 300-foot steamer would pull in. That 300-foot steamer was known as the SS Catalina, and it was a vessel that would bring up to 1,200 passengers over to the island at a time, instead of making a few round trips a day like the modern jet boats that get over here in an hour. The 2.5-hour steamer ride would come over only once a day. It would bring people over, leaving at 8 o'clock in the morning over there on Wilmington Harbor. Come over here, arrive around 10:30. People would basically take the same kind of tours we're on right now. Go off on a boat tours, land tours, going up and seeing the interior of the island, look around the shops and restaurants.
Hummer tour, huh?
Basically have a great time for almost about 5 hours. Then they would leave back to the mainland at about 4 o'clock. Get there about
we took
6:30 back
golf
over
carts.
on the mainland side.
That's all we did. Fish?
Mostly operated only
We got
during
some
the
fish
winter
now.
time.
We got some fish now.
Excuse me, mostly operated only during the summertime. During the winter, of
Oh,
course,
they're gone.
Not
the
yet.
boat would be worked on. And
I
typically
tried.
The island would kind of be
There
shut
were some
down.
fish.
Nowadays, the island essentially runs year-round. There are a few select businesses that are only seasonal, but different types of tours like ours run year-round, as well as many of the different
There's
businesses
the boat.
run year-round out here on Catalina Island now.
Lovers
You
Cove.
see that there's
That's
all
where we're
kinds of
going.
scaffolding up on this facility here. It's
Lovers
everyone
Cove.
years of being here. The concrete kind of degrades a little bit, so they're putting some money into this project to make sure that it is reconstructed as well as basically stays there and is very firm and concrete.
I used to fish over here a lot. Like 3
Right
times a
up
week.
here, we're entering the Lovers Cove State Marine Conservation Area.
Lovers Cove.
Cove has been a hotspot for different types of vessels, want to come see the underwater or undersea gardens, as we call
Nothing
them,
yet.
which is basically the area where all the fish
will,
like
man,
to
I
live
will.
this close to town. We'll see up to maybe 10 different species throughout the trip, but there's up to about 200 different species around the entire
Alright,
island,
let's see
so
what
we
we can
never
see
know
down here.
exactly what we're going to see. Down at the bottom, there may be a few kelp plants starting to come up from underneath us
There
here.
they are, kelp forest.
We'll get closer and closer into the underwater kelp beds. The kelp forest that is right here at the beginning of the cove.
Sasha, look at this. We're at Lover's Cove.
Now, Lover's
Sasha.
Cove is considered an SMCA, State Marine Conservation Area. What that means is it's an area where basically
Look at the kelp forest. There's a calico bass. Check them out. I wish I'd been doing more cool
basically
stuff.
an area where it's protected and no one's allowed to fish around here.
Look at that kelp
State Marine
forest.
Conservation Areas
cool.
are a part of the
We're gonna go snorkeling here right after
State Marine
this.
Reserve System of California.
We're gonna go dive down into that
Within the State Marine
stuff.
Reserve System, you have two different levels.
Here, I'll show you where we're
of
at.
what can be considered State Marine areas or protected
we're
areas,
out.
marine protected areas.
Little cove.
Those
here.
are marine reserves, areas where it is strictly prohibited to do any type
Lover's
of fishing,
Cove.
strictly prohibited to do any type of taking of anything in the natural
All
environment.
right, back to the. Oh, look at that, whitefish.
And you also have state marine
Those are
conservation
whitefish.
areas, such as what we're seeing around
Look
here.
at that.
State marine conservation areas
Look at
are
that.
ones where there are certain laws and
Nice. Look at all those
exemptions
bass.
that can be put into place that make it so people can do certain activities. So the certain activities
Those are
that
opali
allowed
down there.
that are not allowed in marine reserves are feeding of the fish. We'll be doing that on the trip today, as I'll be throwing some fish food off the sides of the boat to get the fish up underneath the
right.
windows. That's what attracts them, like they are right here. As well as snorkeling. You saw that snorkeler, he was off the side of the boat there. A few
Oh, look at that right there, right there, right there, right there. No, look there, right there, right there.
Whoa, what is that?
That's a white sea bass right there. Look how big it is. Look how big it is.
yeah.
It's giant. Oh man, it's in front of us.
What is this?
It's like 5 feet long. Hopefully we'll catch it. See, we're gonna go snorkeling right here. This is where we're gonna go
There's a few
snorkeling.
different species of fish starting to gather up underneath us and around us here. Probably the most notable would be the ones that are all gray in color and they have a white spot. You've also got some calico
Where'd that
bass
big one
around
go?
there. They have more of the kind of rigid tails on the back, as well as a checkered
Garibaldi?
pattern
Oh yeah,
on
I
their
can see a
backs.
Garibaldi. You're right.
Their checkered patterns are kind of more of like a gray with a brown undertone there.
Whoa.
Those ones are also very common. They're the predators out here in Lover's Cove, so they are meat
There's a
eaters.
Garibaldi.
They will
Yep.
typically be going after smaller species of fish. They'll be
Bunch of
things
Garibaldi.
like little squid and octopi.
I wanna see that big fish, man. Where'd he go?
Crabs, mussels, and sea sponges.
You got scared. Oh, look at it's a Garibaldi.
Yes, it's a Garibaldi.
Also in this area, you can see all the way down to the bottom here. It's a lot different than the inside of Avalon Harbor with just a regular sandy bottom. Now, sandy bottoms aren't a bad thing because you can actually see different animals that like to hide within the sand. Sometimes stingrays, bat rays, every once in a while things like shovel-nosed guitarfish, which almost look like a stingray but more of like a triangle shape.
Garibaldi.
Sometimes we can even get different
Yep.
animals around here, such
Look at that
as
bass. Little keeper.
flounders,
That's a keeper right there.
sand dabs, and other different forms of fish that hide within the
Where'd
sand.
that big fish go,
Of course,
man?
because they are hiding within the sand, it's a little more difficult to see them.
Okay. Did you see that big
You can
fish,
see as
Connor?
soon as I move the boat back, the fish almost follow us here. Here, fishy, fishy. It took me years to do that one.
Whoa.
Whoa, look at them all.
Like I said, what these fish are attracted to is actually the sound of the boat. They hear us coming around almost like an ice cream truck in their neighborhood.
Look how
Why
much
is that
Garibaldi
screen
there
treats?
are.
Look at the Garibaldis.
Off the back of the boat, and that's basically going to get them up
It's
underneath the
really
windows.
Garibaldi.
See a little feeding frenzy, a little something we've been doing out here for almost 60 years. All the boats been throwing a little bit of fish food. Kind of helps keep our credit good with the fish.
Give me a fishing pole, man. They should have a little fishing pole right here. Oh, look at that big giant bass down there. Oh, he's gone.
Look at the school down there.
Oh, there's a big one down there. Did you see it?